Hello and happy Sunday. It's Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and we are back for another Sunday, and I actually forgot to check and see what today's date is. Today is Sunday the 21st, and Karen and I actually got to walk today on our regular route downtown, so I've got in 12,000 steps for the day. Usually Sunday is a whole lot more than that for me, but you know, we'll take what we can get because the weather's been so bad. But anyway, so happy Sunday. How did everybody's week go? We're back for another live chat, and if you're watching this later on YouTube, I will post on here what time the actual content starts so that you don't have to sit through all of the hi hellos. But hey Kim and hey Cheryl, and we've got our first few people here. Hey Georgiana, or hey Georgianne, and hey Carol. So we will go through all of our hellos while everybody's coming in. But again, YouTube people, if you're watching this later on youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Hey Mary, hey Donna, hey Kim, I will tell you guys when the content starts so that you don't have to go sit through all of our hellos since this was a live chat. Hey Janet and hey Jennifer. Hey, and Janet's with us from Indiana. So are there any new people here tonight? Hey Karen and hey Margaret. I'm just curious because we've let another, and hey Sandra, we've let another probably 2,000 people into the group, and even though you don't have to be in the group to watch this, hey Mindy and hey Donna and hey another Cheryl. Even though you don't have to be in the group to watch this, we're over 10,000 now. So yeah, we've really gone through, you know, and let a lot of people in. But hey Jennifer, hey Kim, and oh, Mindy says she's new. So everybody say hi to Mindy. It's spelled M-I-N-D-I. Have everybody say hello to Mindy. She's brand new with us tonight. Hey Tammy, hey Mary, and hey Lynn. How you doing? So yeah. So we had some exciting things this week. Hey Liz, so everybody knows, you know, my daughter had my first grandbaby 3 weeks ago today. So everybody's doing great. I got to see them yesterday, and I got to peek at her today when I picked up Casey to go to Target. Hey Liz, hey Laura. Yep, and everybody's telling Mindy hello, so that's awesome. And hey Carol. So last week, couple of exciting things. We had a challenge last week, and I want to see how everybody did. Also, Jordan was updating the If You Have an Egg blog. So I want to know, show of hands, well, show of hands, do a thumbs up if you're watching this live with us. Let's see, Karen, oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm gonna sidetrack already. So one of our Karens says she wasn't sure if I saw her post, but she made the chocolate tofu pudding, and it was wow, wow, wow. So see, you can eat tofu. You can eat tofu. And hey, I see a whole bunch of y'all coming on here, but yeah, so thumbs up, thumbs ups if you all saw the what Jordan did to the website. It's www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. And let us know. Seriously, we need some feedback. So we had a little bit of formatting trouble on the first recipe, and so she wouldn't let me post the second recipe until she could be with me. And then guess what? We had too many customers. Hey, everybody that's coming in new. But we had too many customers on Saturday. I don't guess you can have too many customers. But anyway, we had a lot of customers in the granite shop because everybody here in Knoxville has been cooped up because of the weather. And a lot of places are on quarantine, sadly, because of the flu. So everybody was ready to get out of their house. So we had a lot of people on Saturday. So I still ended up posting the next recipe by myself. Sorry, Jordan. So everybody let me know how the formatting is working. A couple of comments that we've had on the recipe part of it, and again, that's on www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. On the recipe part of it, right now, the lettering is it's kind of a dark gray, and a few people have said that it's a little bit hard to read on their mobile device. The app, I guess, that we're using to post that with said that in February, they've got some formatting changes coming that we'll be able to change the color. So hopefully we'll be able to make it darker and it'll be easier for you all to see. And Jordan's trying to make it so that it's easier for you all to navigate because the way I had set it up, it was a little hard. I mean, I think people were kind of suffering through it, but it was, you know, it was a little bit hard. So let me know how you like those. Then if you all saw what else Jordan fixed for us, give me a heart if you saw the idea for the Wego Club t-shirts. Give me a heart. I think she did great on it. I sent it to Casey immediately and had her look, and we really can't think of anything that we want to change on it. But if you saw the design for, and thanks for posting the website, Cheryl, but if you saw the design for the Wego Club t-shirt, give me a heart so that Jordan knows what y'all think. And seriously, comment on them. I didn't think we needed to change anything. Looks like the vote right now is leave the logo alone. But a lot of y'all voted for a V-neck t-shirt, and 100% of you said not white, not a white t-shirt. So what kind of colors would you all like to see that in? I don't know how dark she can go, but But yeah, so we won't be doing a white t-shirt, and V-neck is fine with me. I have no problem with that. And a couple people asked for either a long sleeve t-shirt as well or a sweatshirt. Yeah, I'm up for that. Okay, so let's talk about tonight. So we had, I did not actually get to go to my meeting last week. Yeah, Carol says pink. So I didn't get to go to my meeting last week because we had horrible, horrible, horrible weather all last week. So it had been warm outside, and then all week long it was, yeah, and y'all keep putting your colors up there because I promise Jordan will see these later and I can see them right now. But we had, you know, for us, and I know this wasn't Canada weather, but for us it was freezing cold temperatures, ice. We had, oh, and yeah, Casey's here. So yeah, Casey says sorry she was late. She was trying to make dinner. So we know you've got a baby to take care of, a 3-week-old baby. So no problem. But anyway, the weather has just, it stunk here in Knoxville. And we didn't get what North Carolina got. North Carolina absolutely got hammered. So I'm sorry, North Carolina girls. We didn't keep as much of it as you all wanted us to. Sorry. And we kind of sent it your way. So, and I'm sorry, there's a whole bunch of y'all coming in. So hi, if I didn't get to say your name out loud. But anyway, so I didn't get to go to my meeting this last week because really we didn't have as much snow, but what we had, it turned into ice, which was the problem. So, you know, snow isn't that bad, but when it turns into, you know, 2 inches of ice, that's, you know, pretty bad. And Jeannie says they're expecting 10 inches of snow in Minnesota tomorrow. Sorry. And Carla says they got a lot of snow there in Ohio too. So anyway, yeah, so I didn't get to go to my meeting. So I have this little pitiful printout, but it's like I tell you all, to print it out. So let's talk about our challenge for last week. So who remembers? I'm not going to make y'all type everything, but last week I asked y'all to do a couple of things for me. One was to come up with 3 0-point snacks, and I have 3 of my favorite 0-point snacks here that I'm going to show you all in just a second. I wanted you to plan one day, and in that one day, I wanted you to plan 5 meals, and I wanted not 2 meals, not 3 meals, 5 meals. Didn't care what time of day they were. Didn't care if it was, you know, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, or, you know, what order they went in, but 5 meals, 3 to 4 points per meal, 1 0-point food at each, you know, at each of the meals, and protein in at least 3 of them. So who was able to do that? Who was able to come up with 3 0-point snacks that they enjoy and to plan just one day? And Carol says she planned for tomorrow. So you only had to plan for one day. And Carla says, oh, she tried. She planned the 5 meals and she made it 2 days. That's okay. All I wanted you to do was plan one day so that you knew that you could plan a day. So again, 3 0-point snacks in case y'all missed last week. Plan one day, 5 meals. Lynn did it. Good job, Lynn. 5 meals, 3 to 4 points a meal. You can use more meals at one meal, like I always do supper. I always do more at supper. But I wanted you to have a 0-point food at every single meal to bulk it up. Remember our hashtag bulk it up. And I wanted you to have protein at least 3. So, okay, and Janet said she did it for one day and it worked great. Kim did it. Karen got the 5 meals. She's not sure about the numbers, but that's great. So, okay. So that's great that y'all are planning. I want to show you 3 in case you didn't come up with 3 0-point snacks, or if you need an extra one. And it's funny, Jeannie said she tried raw snow pea pods as her snack, and that's actually one of the ones I'm going to show you. So the 3 that I came up with, 3 of my favorite 0 smart point snacks. This one is now 0 smart points because the non-fat plain Greek yogurt is 0 smart points. So this is just a 1/4 cup. If you want to make one, I mean, you can make more than one, but I just made one because this was just for me for today. So this is a 1/4 cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt. And then it has a tablespoon of Bragg nutritional yeast. Actually, I'm not nutritional yeast. Hold on, not nutritional yeast. Hold on. It has a tablespoon of Bragg liquid aminos. And this is pretty much like Worcestershire sauce, except it's in some way a little bit better for you. So if you have Worcestershire or soy sauce would work well too, but I used a tablespoon of this. So it was a 1/4 cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt, a tablespoon of this, or soy sauce. I used Dax, everything but the salt spices. A lot of you all have this as Trader Joe's, everything but the bagel spice. It's the same thing, except this one doesn't have salt. So you can use the Dax brand without the salt, or you can use the Trader Joe's brand with the salt, like that, just to sprinkle to taste. And then as well, it has, and you can see I've used almost all of this, so it's upside down. And I know it's also backwards, so YouTube people, you don't have to tell me later. You don't have to tell me later that it's backwards. I know it's backwards. But anyway, so this is Engelhofer cream style horseradish, or something similar. So if you use all of this together, yeah, and Sandra says she used the powdered ranch, but if you use all of this together, and then I happen to have the a big bag of snow peas, but all of this together is 0 smart points, so that makes a great snack, and it's a filling snack because it's got protein too. This is good with the ranch powder. It's good with the Lipton onion soup mix. It's good with a whole bunch of different mixes. So, you know, practice with that, play around with it. I happen to like hot stuff. Yeah, and Dolly says she loves horseradish. Love horseradish. Love it. It's good with asparagus spears. It's good with sliced peppers. It's good with a lot of different vegetables. But that's one of my favorite 0 smart point snacks. So that's one of my 3. And then I also make this. And they're prettier when they're still frozen. These have been sitting out because they were getting ready for the chat. So they're not quite as pretty since they're a little bit melted. But these are just plain old grapes, plain grapes. Wash them, and while they're still just a little bit damp, sprinkle them with, you can use all different kinds of things. Some people use Jello, you use sugar-free Jello. Some people use like Crystal Light mixes or something like that. But this is, Casey had given me this, and this is Jolly Ranchers, and they're just singles to go, and this is the watermelon flavor. But so all I did was I sprinkled on, if you put about 2 cups worth of grapes in a big Ziploc baggie and sprinkle one of these on them while they're still damp. You don't want them to be soaking wet, but damp is fine. And then I just leave them in the Ziploc baggie, shake them up real good, and then stick all of that in the freezer, and it makes these cute little grapes. And they taste like dessert. They literally taste like dessert. That's 0 smart points. And you can tell what I've been doing because I've got red all over my hands. But anyway, so those are good with, I use the Jolly Rancher, and it's just a little stick. It's literally just a drink mix stick. So it looks like this. This one was the watermelon flavor. I think I also have green apple. You can use Crystal Light, any of the Crystal Light flavors. You can use sugar-free Jello. But anyway, super, super easy. I mean, like anybody could do it, and that would be so fun for kids to do. So that was one of my 0 point snacks. And then my third 0 point snack is, this is just a cup of coffee. It's just a cup of plain old coffee. And if you're gonna use it for a nighttime snack, you can do it with decaf coffee. And I use 2 tablespoons of some kind of unsweetened vanilla almond milk. So I make my coffee, use 2 tablespoons of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and then I use about a tablespoon of this. Is the Torani Classic Caramel Flavoring Syrup. And this, you can have 2 tablespoons of this for 0 smart points, but I only used about a tablespoon. And then I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of light whip. Might be a scant more than a tablespoon, but anyway, about a tablespoon of light whip. And then you have a little fancy coffee. A fancy coffee, and it probably cost me, I don't know, 50 cents maybe, because I use a Keurig, because I use Keurig K-Cups. But anyway, that's another 0 point one, a 0 point snack. So it's just coffee, and it could be decaf coffee if you're drinking it at night. Remember, 2 tablespoons of unsweetened vanilla almond milk. I used 1 tablespoon, but you can still use 2 tablespoons. And yes, I know it's backwards, YouTube people. 1 to 2 tablespoons of the Torani Classic Caramel, or any flavor. And I know a lot of you girls were getting the, what was it you all were getting at Tuesday morning? What were those flavored syrups that you all were getting there? But anyway, so you can use any of those as long as they're 0 smart points. And then approximately a tablespoon of light whip on top. And you have a fun snack, fancy drink for only 50 cents. And I'm going to drink it while we're chatting because y'all know how thirsty I get. 0 smart points. Caramel and the whip. It's perfect together. Okay, so who attended a meeting last week? If you attended a meeting last week, give us a thumbs up. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, yes, I know you can't see the thumbs ups. You can only see them here on Facebook. Oh yeah, skinny girls. Okay, y'all. So you all are putting up a lot of. You all were putting up a lot of the fall flavors. Yeah. So Cheryl says the fall flavors from Skinny. I think it was Skinny Girl. Yeah, Yummalicious Coffees. Okay. So anyway, a lot of y'all did that. So then we're getting a lot of thumbs ups too. So a lot of y'all attended your meeting last week. Again, I didn't get to. So instead, I talked to Karen. So I talked to Karen twice. Since she and I go to our meetings. Yeah, and Carol says, Carol and Cheryl and Sybil, they say they're at their meeting. Okay, so this counts. So give yourselves a thumbs up because you're attending a meeting. And I guess technically I'm attending a meeting too. Yeah, and Jeannie says this is her meeting. So yeah, so if you're attending our meeting tonight, give yourself a thumbs up. So the meeting this week, even though I didn't attend, I still went, like I tell you all to, I still went to WeightWatchers.com and I printed out, see, I printed out the PDF form of my weekly. And of course, I'll pick up one next week when I'm there. This Tuesday when I'm there, because Gwen is always kind enough to have extras out for us. And hey, Betty's finally here. So, so this week we were talking about our toolkit. So, Weight Watchers has come up with a lot of tools. And hey, yeah, Kathy says this is her meeting because she's online only. And I think this is a great, thing to do if you're online only. And we're going to talk about that as we talk about our toolkit. So the Weight Watchers meeting this week was, again, talking about your toolkit. So what I wanted to talk about tonight is what you have in your toolkit. So in order for, we talked last week, we talked about doing this, being able to do this, for a lifetime. Oh, and Sherry wants to know, do we always do our live stream on Sunday night because she doesn't want to miss any? Yes, Sherry, we do. So every Sunday night, it is here on Facebook, and it's live from 8 until 9 p.m. And I see that Sherry has sent me a message too, but Sherry, I can't go answer your message right now or we won't be live. So we'll just answer you here. Uh-oh. And there's a football game. I hadn't even realized there was a football game. So Joyce says she's watching the Eagles game and trying to listen to. Let us know if anything exciting happens. Joyce, I completely forgot since John's not home. He's headed to, okay, quick sidetrack. John he just landed in Texas. He's going to Texas, and then he's attending a trade show in Las Vegas this week, and he'll be home on Friday. I leave Monday to go to a different trade show in Las Vegas. So we're both going to be in Las Vegas within the same 10 to 12 days, I guess, but we're not going to see each other in Vegas. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so last week we were talking about, okay, and Joyce just gave us an update. So it's Eagles 24 and Vikings 7. So, and I see a lot of y'all, Susan says the Eagles are crushing it. So, yeah, so y'all pay attention to us. I'm just kidding. So and Christine seems excited too about the Eagles. So if you all are watching the game while you're watching this, I'll just sidetrack here and say you can always come back and watch this later. If you missed anything, you can watch it here on Facebook. It'll be posted here in our videos for, on the Facebook page. It'll also be posted over in our Facebook group, and it's always on YouTube. So I'll get that posted tonight. It's always on youtube.com, and just search If You Have an Egg. And, yeah, and then it gets posted eventually. Jordan was fussing at me about this, but it gets posted eventually on the blog, www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. So, last week, we were talking about being able to live on Freestyle. So what Weight Watchers Freestyle looks like to you. And remember, we closed our eyes and we kind of visualized, what it looks like for you. So in order to make this a successful lifetime thing, because I don't think anybody's here, and thanks for putting up the blog, Nicole. I don't think anybody's here and Casey Nicole. I don't think anybody is here to lose a quick 20 pounds and then just move on. I think most of us have invested this kind of time where hey Rose, so we're all here on a Sunday night during a playoff game. So we're all here. We must be making some kind of a long-term commitment. So I'm not thinking that any of us that are here and are this dedicated are here to just knock off a quick 20, and then go back to our regular, lives. We're trying to make this a lifestyle. So we've got to be able to do this for life. So last week we talked about what freestyle looks like, what living on freestyle looks like to you. This week we're going to talk about our toolkit, because if you're going to, oh, Pura Vida. Yeah, so Susan says Pura Vida. Yes, it is for life. But if you're going to do this for a long time, just like anything else, if you're going to drive your car for a long time, you've got to have a good mechanic, you've got to have good tools, and you've got to put good oil in it and good gas and everything in it. You know, if you're going to do this, if you're going to use that car for a long time, if you're going to build a house, you've got to have good tools and good materials and things. You've got to build a good foundation if you're going to enjoy that house, you know, for a long time. So this journey, this weight loss journey, you know, it's a healthy eating and a healthy lifestyle journey. You've got to start with a good foundation, and so you need good tools. So this week we were, and Joyce says, definitely a freestyle lifestyle. It looks like eating grilled chicken flatbread. That sounds awesome. So your toolkit, what Weight Watchers has for your toolkit, I'm going to start there, and you know me, I'm going to embellish from there. So in your toolkit, Weight Watchers just wanted to remind us that they have, if you're online only, or if you are going to meetings and you have e-tools, then you have all of this. You have everything, all of this is available. Everything that we talk about, even if you're online only, it's all available online. So we're not getting anything at the meetings that you all are not getting online, except that we get it in, instead of printing it out, you know, we get it in a printed form. But you can print it out. You can print it out in color. I just printed it out in black and white because I own the business and own the copier, and I wasn't spending money for color copies. But you all have access to all of that. So they just wanted to remind you that when you're on there, their app, the app part of it online. That's not if you're logged onto your computer, because you get a little bit different access when you're logged onto your computer. But their app was rated 4.5 stars in the App Store. I personally like it now that they've got the bugs, you know, kind of worked out of it. They've been working on it for a long time. And remember, there's a whole lot of us. I don't even know how many actual Weight Watcher members there are, but there's a whole lot of us. And there's a whole lot of new food. And every kind of new food that there is, there's probably 20 different manufacturers of it and 20 different names for it, and, you know, on and on and on and on and on. I mean, just, you know, we talked about chicken soup one time. Just to update the app for chicken soup, they've got to have Campbell's chicken soup. They've got to have Campbell's Healthy Choice chicken soup, or like, what is it? The healthier version, Healthy Choice chicken soup, Progresso chicken soup, Aldi brand chicken soup, Kroger brand, Publix brand, you know, all on and on and on and on and on. So that's a lot of work to keep up the app. So don't get frustrated with it. It does have probably millions, maybe not millions, hundreds of thousands, let's say, of things already in there. So use your apps, use the scanner. If anything looks off, double check it. Use it to track your activity. It's a great place to keep it all in one, spot. So they, remind you to use that. Then they have, don't forget they have, and I would show you on my phone, but I can't show you on my phone because we're on my phone. They have the barcode scanner in the top right-hand corner in case you've never used that. It's great for scanning the barcode on foods. You would just use your phone to scan something like this, and it would show you what, what the Smart Points value is. You can also add it if it's not anything that's already added to the app. If you see one though, if you scan it and it pulls up and it has like 5 or 6 or however many different choices on it, and it has people's names underneath it, just know that those are other Weight Watchers members who have manually entered that information. So you still might want to enter it yourself. If it's one that, if one comes up and they all say half a cup, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, they all agree, then you're probably pretty safe to use 2 points. But if you have several of them though, if there's several of them and they're saying different things, or especially if one's got a different name than all the rest of them do, then you need to go ahead and calculate that, yourself. But the app is an awesome tool. When you're tracking, if you're on the Weight Watchers app, when you're tracking, if you're in that blue dot zone, you're going to get a blue dot. You're going to see a blue dot either on your phone or on your tablet. That's going to let you know how you're doing with that. You can go to they've got a live 24/7 chat. You can go to that, you can go to a coach, and you can go to Weight Watchers Connect. So how many of you are on Weight Watchers Connect? I know we're doing a lot of thumbs ups tonight, but give me some thumbs ups if you're on Weight Watchers Connect. And if you want to join, if you want to connect with me on Weight Watchers Connect, it's not under If You Have an Egg, but if you search If You Have an Egg, you'll find something that I posted so that you can connect with me. And, or my username, and I can't change it so far, my username is Scrap'n Stamp. SCRAPN Stamp. It's a long story. I used to teach scrapbooking lessons. But anyway, so, okay, lots of thumbs up. So yeah, if you guys are on Connect and want to go ahead and connect with me. Okay, Jennifer says she doesn't care for it at all. I like Connect fine. I like our interaction on Facebook better, but I like Connect, you know, I like Connect pretty well. So if you want to, okay, and Nicole has put up her username, so we can all, you know, we can connect with her. Just a second, I'm getting a sip. I'm gonna drink my yummy 0 Point caramel coffee before it gets too cold. But anyway, so you can get to Connect from there. You can add your own foods. You can track how many steps you've taken or how much physical activity you've had. You can track it all on there, so don't forget about that as a tool. They also remind you that on Connect, you can post pictures. Okay, great. A lot of y'all have put your usernames up there, so we'll be sure and connect with all of you all. But they want to remind you too that on Connect that you can search for things. So let's say that somebody like Disney. So let's say you're getting ready to go to Disney. You could actually type into Connect, you can search something like Disney or camping or moms or grandmothers or whatever, and you can find like things you know, that other people have tagged, so that you can go straight to them and you can get, you know, get some ideas. You can take your own pictures, you can post, you can you know, you can do all of that. You can post videos now, in case you all didn't know. So if you wanted to look up like yoga, like places, or like new bride, like if you were getting ready to get married, you could, you know, you could follow that. You can also join the Connecting with Oprah. You can watch her chats on there. So yeah, that's a great resource. I do still do some paper tracking. I keep all of my tracking you know, on Weight Watchers, just because it's easier to scan. I've saved all of my recipes on there. You know, so all that's on there. But I do still write a lot of it down too. Okay, so the Weight Watchers app, that's an awesome tool. If you can, going to meetings is another amazing tool. I personally enjoy going to the meetings or doing this because I don't know, I need to, and I hate to use the word connect again because we just talked about connect, but I need to connect with other human beings. So I can't do this just sitting at home. Uh-oh, something's, okay. So Cheryl says it's 30-7 and Carol says go Eagles. So did they win? Because I don't have the TV on right now. Anyway, let us know when they've won. But I need to connect with other humans. So I don't want to just sit at home, flip through all this by myself, try to figure it out on my own. So I walk with Karen. I talk to Windstar Karen all the time and get ideas from her. I talk to Popcorn Karen all the time. I talk to you all the time. You know, I mean, I need you all. And so you all think I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. So you all make me, you don't even realize it, but you all make me stop and think about things. Oh, and Cheryl says, Kelly, do you ever sleep? You're on the go 24/7. Believe it or not, I do sleep. I don't sleep a lot, but I do sleep. But you all are the ones that keep me going. I go to my physical meetings to get re-energized. I love to hear Gwen speak. I don't know, she's just, whew, if you've never met her, she's just, I don't know, she's just awesome. Like, you want to go, you know, when you get done, you go, I want to do well this week because Gwen, you know, inspired me, or Gwen, you know, I don't know, I love listening to her. You all inspire me, and you can't believe how many things this week that I have gone, wow, I want to make that. Oh my gosh, I want to do that. I want to walk as many steps as Julie did today. You know, Julie posting how many steps she got every day has actually kind of driven me crazy this week, because I've been like, I can't walk as many steps as Julie. It's too cold outside, or it's snowing, and there's too many, there's too much ice outside or whatever. But you all inspire me to go out and do things. I asked you all to come up with the 3 0 point, Debbie, Orlando Debbie said maybe Gwen could be a guest host one week. You never know. I could ask her. I could sure ask her. But I asked you all to do the 3 0 point snacks. Well, guess what? Because I wanted to show you what some of mine were, I have 3 0 point snacks to consume during and after our chat. So now, instead of going upstairs, and thinking, I mean, I don't know, I still have enough points to do like popcorn or something, but instead of going upstairs and eating popcorn, when I transcribe the chats and when I switch it over to YouTube, guess what I'm going to be eating? I'm going to be eating the frozen candy grapes. So, and it'll be 0 points. Probably gonna save the dip until tomorrow because I think I wanna have that for a snack tomorrow. But anyway, it inspires me to do things, and it inspires to me. You all inspire me. Hey, Angie. Okay, so meetings. I think meetings are super important. Whether you can go to a physical meeting or whether you can attend our meeting, I think that's a very important tool. I think it's important that you connect in some way with another human, who's on this, trek and journey with us. Okay, recipe apps. There are several recipe apps. You can use the Weight Watchers app. It has lots of recipes on it. You can, and again, I wish I could show you my phone. Oh, let me mention one thing. We'll come back to it in a second, but we have a chat for, it's called Tech Tips. Let me think. It's called Tech Tips for Egglets or Tech Tips for New Egglets. I will post that in the transcripts, but if somebody else could like type the name so that you all have it for, during the chat. But it's available on YouTube, and then it's also, and it's youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg, and it's also available on the blog, IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and if you search, if you search Tech Tips, it should pop right up. So the Tech Tips for New Egglets has how to get on the Weight Watchers app and what to do with it, how to get on my app and what to do with it. It talks about blogs, recipe blogs, it talks about Pinterest, it talks about some of these things I'm getting ready to talk about. So just know that you can go ahead and go to that chat, even though I can't physically show you because I'm on my phone right now, that you can go there. And yep, Joyce, that's one of the ones I was going to talk about. Joyce said, drizzle me skinny. Okay, so there are several people who have apps. There are several apps for your phone. So if you only have access to a mobile phone, a smartphone, or a tablet, then you can use one like the Weight Watchers app. It has lots of recipes on it, all pointed out for you. Drizzle Me Skinny has an app, a Drizzle Me Skinny app. You can get that in the Apple Store or in the Google Play Store. And if you just type in Drizzle Me Skinny, you should be able to find that. And has great recipes on it. Hers, you can actually, like hers has the picture of each one. Hers is a little bit different than mine. It has the picture and it has the instructions, and then you can actually touch, like the list of ingredients has a little square next to it, and you can touch the square to know which, like you can either check them off that you have them, or you can check them off that those are that you want to eat, or that you need to pick up, for that recipe. My app is just called If You Have an Egg, and it's available in the Apple Store and on the Google Play Store. But when you go to those, if you type in If You Have an Egg, all run together, then, I'm sorry, Kim distracted me because she's talking about tofu. Kim made the tofu rancheros recipe that she posted in the group, and it was her first time trying tofu, and she liked it, and she lived to tell about it. So that's awesome. But anyway, so mine is, if you go to the Apple Store or to the Google Play Store, or if you're on, I think when you're on here on the page, you go to, I think it says use app or something like that, and that'll take you to the app. But it has, that's a great tool. I actually use it myself, and that's what I started it for, because like if I'm going to go to Trader Joe's and I know, okay, I need to make a quick grocery list, and I have to be focused. Trader Joe's is one of those places where unless I've got all afternoon to shop, I kind of need to go in there like this with blinders on, or I'm going to get distracted and I'm going to be in there for a while. So I'll use my app to flip through and see, okay, I want this, and this, and it's got, this is 0 points, this is 2, this is 3, this is 3, this is 3, this is 4, whatever. And so I already know how many points everything is when I make my grocery list. And it kind of helps, to keep me focused. So Weight Watchers Online has it. Drizzle Me Skinny has one. I have one. If you go to some of the recipe blogs, again, Drizzle Me Skinny. It's a great one. It's a one I frequent a lot. Emily Bites. It's just Emily. I think it's EmilyBitesBlog.com, and this is on the Tech Tips chat. So, hers is another really good one. Skinny Taste is on there. Hungry Girl has everything on. Has all of hers on there, and then of course mine, www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So those are great places to go and get recipes. As far as I know, all of the blogs are free for you to print, use, share them. You can make grocery lists, from them. Daily Dose of Pepper is another good one. You all keep saying those because, I can't possibly name all of them, but just be sure though that it's a website that you have checked to make sure that it's their recipes, or that if they're not their recipes, that they are that they're crediting who the recipe is, because there are a handful of them out there, and I'm not going to name them right now, but there are a handful of them out there that have gazillions of followers and they have gazillions of recipes, but it's because they're not their recipes. Just going to caution you on that. Okay, so the weekly. That's another great place. You know, I always tell you all to pick up your weeklies. You can see, I mean, I have them from, I don't know, I was just talking about that last week, probably the last year. But the weeklies have, you know, they've always got a great recipe in them. They've got, they have, you know, a place to take notes. They've got ideas. They've got, like right now, they have information about the cruise. Karen and I have been kind of, I don't know, talking about it. I don't know if we're serious or not, but anyway, we've been talking about going on the cruise, and they have some inspiration for members, and you know, it always has an activity for you to do to help you along your journey. I think those are a very important tool. If you don't print them if you don't pick them up at your meeting, you can get them, ooh, hold on, John left me a laptop so that I can show you all this. If you don't pick them up at your meeting, if you're online, if you're on Weight Watchers Online, or if you have e-tools, so you have to have a membership. You can't just print these off if you don't have a membership. So you either have to have e-tools, or you have to have, or you have to be Weight Watchers Online. But I wanted to show you all, this is in the tech tips for egglets, but let me show you here, because we had somebody ask, can't remember, was it Angie, was it you that asked? I can't remember. Somebody asked where to find this. So when you are on Weight Watchers Online, and I know I'm not going to do a very good job of showing this because this is, like, I can't see the front of this. But anyway, when you go to My Day and then go kind of to the bottom, then it says recommended articles, weekly topic. Yeah, so you're going to go there, and once you go there, then you can pull it up as a PDF and you can just view it, or you can print it, or you can save it. You can save it as a PDF. It also has, now this is if you're actually logged on to a computer. It's not going to look like this if you're on the app or if you're on a tablet. This is only when you're logged on to a computer. So a laptop, this one's a laptop, or a regular computer, then you can get the recommended articles of the weekly topic. You can get that every week. You can get, like this week it has 12 easy lunch ideas for one. So if you just need to cook for one, then you can get those. It also has get the full list of 0 points foods. So right there is a great place to go if you just need to see all of the 0 point foods in one place. And then they have a recipe of the day. And today it is slow cooker winter vegetable and farro stew. And I know one of you made, I don't know which one of it was, but one of you made the, oh, what was it? Oh, it was like some greens and a skillet or something anyway, and then it had an egg in the middle and it looked really good, but they got it off of Weight Watchers Online. Okay, also Pinterest. Pinterest is a plethora. It is a toolbox, not an untamed, it is like a, I don't know what to call it. But you would only, even if you went to Pinterest every day, you would only scratch the surface of the available tools there are to you. So I have, and I shouldn't have put the laptop down. You don't have to just use mine, but my Pinterest looks like, if I can find the arrow. So my Pinterest looks like this. You just go to pinterest.com and then put in if you have an egg. And a treasure chest, yes. Nicole says it's a treasure chest. It is a treasure chest. And Jeannie says it's a hole to fall into. Sometimes, yeah. But a lot of places, sorry, John says a touch screen, and I got used to that. So a lot of on Pinterest, you can find recipes, you can find meal ideas. Just know that mine is, if you need to use mine, obviously, I mean, it's free. Pinterest is free. So all of mine are divided up by smart points. So if you go to, if you go to any of my boards, I have a 0 smart point board, a 1, a 2, a 3. So if you're thinking, gosh, I just need like a 0. After tonight, if you think, gosh, I just really need a 0 point snack, you can go to my Pinterest board and you can find the grapes. You'll be able to find the frozen grapes in a 0, smart point board. YouTube, my gosh, there are so many YouTubers who are a great tool and resource. Of course, I'm only going to show you mine, but there are so many YouTubers that are a great resource for you. Wow. I mean, who is that guy that you all keep listening to? I haven't actually listened to him yet, but there's a bunch of y'all that are listening to this one guy, and he's doing a lot, you know, for you all. Y'all are getting a lot of inspirational things on there, but there's a whole bunch of people that are showing like, oh, Fat Dag. Yeah. I haven't actually listened to him yet, but I want to. But there's a whole bunch of people that are doing like what I ate today or what I made today, or like Trader Joe's hauls or Aldi hauls or things like that. Again, a tool. Put that tool, yeah, Mud Hustler's another good one. Put that tool in your toolbox and keep it. So my Pinterest is pinterest.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg, and all of the, everything is divided out by, well, you can get it all in one big group under If You Have an Egg, or you can get it under the different points values. And if you're vegetarian or vegan, if it is vegetarian or vegan, it's under the points values too, but I also include it under one Pinterest board that says vegetarian or vegan, or meatless meals, so that you'll know, and it'll say in the recipe if it's vegetarian or vegan. Okay, so YouTube channels, whatever, you know, all that kind of stuff. Okay, support groups. So I consider my physical weekly meeting, I consider that a support group. It's not touted as a support group. It's not advertised as a support group. Oh, and the Vikings just had a touchdown. Hold on, I'll take a break. Okay, and Carol Lou wants to know, what is Fat Dag? So y'all that actually listen to him, if you could let her know what that is, so she can find out, you know, where to find him, and then I'll know where to find him later too. But anyway, so I consider that to be a support group. I go there to listen to them, to talk, to hear them. What is it Gwen says when we wind up? She says, does anybody have any questions, comments, just want to whine a little bit, want to complain, want to whine a little bit? So sometimes just want to complain a little bit. You know, sometimes I just want to whine. Sometimes I just want to say, you know, that didn't go so well. But there are other times though that we're celebrating together, that we're celebrating victories, that we're celebrating with people, celebrating with other people. I consider this to be a support group. I know you all think, again, y'all think I'm supporting you. You all are supporting me. You know, I don't know, this is going to sound strange, but I'm almost addicted to you all. So I love talking. I just wish y'all could talk back. So, I didn't mean to digress onto this, but we are seriously talking about having like a retreat or something. I don't know what to call it, you know, like a meetup or get together or whatever, where we can get together, spend an overnight and just learn some things, you know, learn some things from each other. So, you know, trust me, I'll look at your all's recipes. I really do, and I make some of them. While we're supporting each other though, one of the tools that I use today, and again, I wish I could show it to you on my phone, but one of the tools that I use today, I wanted to make, Winstar Karen has been making this buffalo chicken dip. She's probably made it, I don't know, 8 times in 2 weeks. And then she did the 2-ingredient dough, rolled it out, made her buffalo chicken dip, put it on there, rolled it up, and made those. Okay, I'm making that for Super Bowl. I'm definitely making that for the Super Bowl. So today, I had an opportunity before John went out of town. I'm sorry, last night, before John went out of town, I had an opportunity to go to Ingles, and he was dying by the time I got home because it's going to be 2 more weeks before I get to go to the grocery store. So I had to get, and I hardly ever get to go to Ingles, so I had to get everything that I was going to get. Well, guess what? I had not brought the recipe with, I had not brought Winstar Karen's recipe with me for her buffalo chicken dip. And I'm standing in Ingles going, great. I think I know a couple of the things to get, but I have no idea what I should put in here. So I didn't know what to get. Well, guess what? I used one of my tools. I remembered that Winstar Karen is in our group. She's in our closed group. That Winstar Karen had done the recipe, and that she had posted the recipe in the files section of our group. So if you're in our closed group, that group is again, we talked about treasure chest a few minutes ago, just a treasure chest, a treasure trove of great ideas and great recipes and, you know, just anything. So I used one of my tools. I didn't panic. I just went, oh, it's in our group. So I got on my phone, got on Facebook, got in our group, went to the files section. And if you need to know how to get to the files section in our group, it's on that chat. It's on the chat that's the tech tips for egglets. So when you're on there, it'll show you how to get to the file section. Went to the file section, found Karen's recipe, clicked it, and Donna wants to know how you join the closed group. Donna, I will post a link to the closed group after the chat's over. Please, 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 pretty please, answer the 3 questions. If you don't answer the questions, I will not accept you into the group. Jordan's filling in for Casey while Casey's taking care of Lilybug. But we have had to start deleting the ones that don't have the questions answered because we try to protect the group and we don't have time to go through them all. But anyway, so I went to the files and pulled it up, and she had put it in there as a PDF, so pulled it up. Came up and, you know, full screen, and I went down the line at listed Kroger or at Ingles and got everything that I needed. So that was an invaluable tool. I mean, that's a great tool. And Carol Lou says she just made the grapes and put them in the freezer. So I know what Carol's doing after the chat. She's having candy grapes. Okay, but anyway, so I think that is it's just an awesome tool. So those of you that are in our closed group, as you add your ideas, please, please, pretty please, put them into the files. And if you don't know how to put them in the files, if you'll just ask. If you'll ask in the group, I promise you, someone will answer your question. But anyway, so thanks, Winstar Karen. That was an awesome tool. I was able to get everything. So I have that. It's ready. So when it's time for me to make that, I've already got everything. Okay. Support groups. Okay. Fitbit. This is a tool. If you've got whatever kind of activity tracker you have, if you just have, like Gwen has she's got a little tracker that she clips to the inside of her bra. Still keeps up with her steps, still keeps up with that. But you can use, like I've got a Fitbit. I know a lot of you all have got like the Garmin fitness trackers. It doesn't really matter what kind of fitness tracker you have. That's a tool. And does everybody know that you can sync this to your Weight Watchers app so that it'll go ahead and upload your points. It'll go ahead and figure your points. But the reason I love this tool, remember, my Fitbit tells me how I'm doing. You know, that's how I know. As long as my Fitbit's loose, I'm doing okay. Even if my weight's gone like this, as long as my Fitbit's loose, I know I'm doing okay. But the Fitbit also spurs me on. That's why I'm saying that I've been jealous of Julie all week because she's been getting so many steps. And I keep going, I've got 4,000 steps. I've got 4,500 steps. Julie's kicking it over here. She's got 7,700 steps before it's even 5 o'clock, in the morning. You know, so it's not to be pressure, it's not to be peer pressure, but for me, that little bit of competition, that's an important tool for me. I like this competition. And if y'all notice, you know, like I knew that I had 12,000 steps for today. So yeah. Okay. So I think that's an important one. Then let's talk about your scale. The scale is important, but let me tell you a quick scale story since it's somehow already 12 till. But, wow, and Carol's got 19,000 steps in for today. I only get 19,000 steps on Disney days, which I'd be happy to go back to Disney to get those, but that's the only time I get that many. So our scale, we had a Weight Watcher scale, and, but it was, gosh, I've probably had it, I don't know, Karen and I were just talking about this today while we were walking. So my Weight Watcher scale is probably, I don't know, 8 or 10 years old maybe. And all of a sudden one day, it was, yeah, Debbie says, come back. Yeah, I'll go again. Yeah. So seriously, we need to have a one of these meetings that we were talking about, or meetings, whatever we were talking about at Disney. That would be awesome. But y'all would have to camp. So yeah, I know. And Rose says, have a retreat at Disney. I seriously think we will. John wants me to figure out how to rent or how to, reserve an entire loop, and I think the only way that we can do that is if we're in the tent site. If y'all aren't opposed to tent camping, we can do it. But anyway, so our scales, you know, you all know that I'm not obsessed with the scale, but I'm not gonna lie, when it goes up, I get disappointed, even though I know And I preach to y'all all the time, not to let it get to you, not to whatever. It still gets to me too. I can't, you just can't help it. But our scale, just all of a sudden, I was up 7 pounds. 7 pounds. And I went, yeah, I don't think so. So I stripped completely down, went back in, weighed, and of course it went down because I took, took off, clothes, but I was still 7 pounds over. So because I don't panic easily anymore, yeah, Casey says if we do that her and Alyssa will be in an RV in a nearby loop. Y'all will be across the creek from us when we were at last time. But anyway, because it was, I didn't panic, and I thought, wow, my Fitbit's still loose. I don't really think that's 7 pounds. So when John got home, I made him weigh on it, and he was exactly 7 pounds more than he thought he would be. Then Casey had happened to go to one of her doctor's appointments. This was before she had the baby. She had happened to go to one of her doctor's appointments that day, and then happened to be at the loft, and I said, hey, this is a strange thing to ask you to do, but go in there and weigh yourself. And she was exactly 7 pounds over what they said she weighed at the doctor's office. So I deduced that, oh, and Wendy says she'll be in a close by in a hotel. But I deduced that the battery was dying in the scale. So we changed the battery. Well, I was still showing 3 pounds over. Then I went to a meeting and I wasn't 3 pounds over. Then the scale started doing, like when you would get on it, it would have a weight, and then it would jump up, jump down, go like this. Okay, 24 years ago when I started this, when I saw that I was 7 pounds over, I would have just gone, forget it, it's not working. And I would have quit. I would have quit at the first time that the scale said that I was 7 pounds over. The scale's broken. So new battery didn't even help it. It was almost 10 years old. I chucked it. It's gone. So now I went today. Casey and I went to Target today. I busted her out of the house for a few minutes today, and we left Daddy at home with the baby. But Target had their Weight Watchers scales 20% off with the go-kart. Is that what it's called? Target go-kart? I think it's go-kart. Anyway, so I got 20% off, and now I've gotten a whole bunch of y'all talking about Disney. We could seriously do that. But anyway, if anybody works at Disney and can fill us in on the best way to do this, I'm serious. I'm serious. We can do this. Okay, but anyway, so now I have a new Weight Watcher scale. That's a tool. Cartwheel. That's it. What did I say? Go-kart? Anyway, cartwheel. My scale is my tool. Try not to weigh yourself every day. It can get depressing. Yeah, try not to weigh yourself every day. Another tool that I use, that Casey and I have started using a lot. A lot of you all are short on time. I own my own business, and I do this, and I walk with Karen, and I'm a new grandma. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of time. So Casey and I have been using this lately. We have started using the Kroger Quick List so that we can go in, type in, our staple groceries. Now, I wouldn't use that for my every week shopping. For my, I don't know, for certain things, but like for my staples, they can pull a loaf of bread for me. They can pull some grapes. They can get snow peas for me. They can get ears of corn, they can do that. Yeah, so we've been using the Kroger Click List. So if you have a way to save time like that, or if you can bundle it with somebody, or if you can get them to, share. Carol says her grocery store delivers. That's awesome. Yeah, if you can do something like that. Like the Kroger Click List is $4.95, but I'll tell you, it would cost me more to pay somebody to work for an extra hour and me leave and go to pick up my groceries sometimes than to pay the $4.95. So you just have to, just use it as a tool. It's another tool. We have 7 minutes left. So let me talk real quick about this. Tools that you have around your house that you may not even realize you have. So I have people tell me all the time, why do your hard-boiled eggs always look so pretty? Why do your hard-boiled eggs always look so pretty? I try not to eat them just whole. I don't know, they seem to go faster. They don't please me as much if they're whole. So I just have a little egg slicer. It's just a cheap egg slicer. I don't know, probably got it at the dollar store or something, but I slice my hard-boiled eggs and I fan them, out, and I add a little bit of nutritional yeast, and hey, Destiny said she just joined us and she was going to go back and watch the replay. Awesome. But yeah, so I try to do that. I even do that with John. So when John has when John has hard-boiled eggs in the mornings, I slice them like this. I sprinkle a little bit of crumbled bacon, my Costco crumbled bacon on there, and some nutritional yeast, and like one egg satisfies him when I do that because it seems like more food. So that's a tool I use. This is another tool I use, the pizza cutter. So y'all have heard me say this. Oh yeah, and Carol says you can use these on mushrooms. Yeah, you can use it for a lot of things. Yeah, and Lynn's hilarious. Lynn says because you don't make them yourself. You're right, Lynn. I don't make my hard-boiled eggs myself. I still buy them. Yeah, still not a good hard-boiled egg maker. But my pizza cutter is an important tool. You all know, I've said this a million times, when we eat pizza here, if I can't get it already double sliced, a lot of times I'll ask the place to double slice it, then I'll cut it, I'll cut it with my pizza slicer. If I cut pizza in two, if I eat 2 pieces, even though I know that's just 2 pieces, my brain goes, you had 4 pieces of pizza. So this is a tool. This is an important tool for me on my, on my journey. Then things like this. Yeah, I know. Nicole says, try the Dash egg cooker. I'm done trying stuff. It's just easier to buy them, but thank you for the suggestion. And Sherry says, or Tedder says, strawberries. You can do strawberries in the slicer. Yeah, you certainly can. This is the baby version of a, what is this one called? What brand is this? Anyway, this is the baby version of a zoodle maker. So you can use this one for, I will just say this, if you have this kind, be very, very careful because the little thing in the top, don't get your fingers too close to that. I can't tell you how many times I've had chunks of fingers in, yeah, my stuff. But to make zoodles, to make, zucchini noodles, to make carrot noodles, I've never tried beet noodles, squash noodles, potato noodles, a veggetti. Yes, thank you, Carol. It's a veggetti. But this is awesome. So like right now, I've got zucchini and yellow squash in the refrigerator, and I'll make noodles with them. This is an important tool to me. This is a very important tool to me. So I love these. And hey, Mary says she's late, but she is here. So that's an important tool for me. I also use different things from around the house. So you all know from previous chats that I've talked about like dishes and things like that I have around the house that are not intended for measuring. Like this is a 1/2 cup. So this little bowl that I use is a 1/2 cup. It's not meant to measure a 1/2 cup, but I tested it. I know it's a 1/2 cup. My ice cream scoop is a 1/4 cup. So this is a 1/4 cup scoop. It doesn't say it on there anywhere. It doesn't say, hey, I'm a 1/4 cup scoop. I figured this out because I filled it up with water and then I dumped it into a measuring cup so that I would know that this was a 1/4 scoop, a 1/4 cup. So I use this obviously for my Halo Top ice cream. I use it for that. I use it for scooping out yogurt. I use it for scooping out a lot of things that I need to measure in a 1/4 cup. Plus, since it has this handy little swiper on there, the yogurt comes out more clean. Sour cream, fat-free sour cream, fat-free ricotta. If I need to measure anything like that, I'll measure it in this because, again, that, kind of swaps it out and makes it more clean. That's not what this is intended for. This is an ice cream scoop. But this is a tool. This is one of my Weight Watchers tools, and I use this a lot. And the Eagles must be doing something because y'all are going crazy. Okay. Yeah, and Nicole says Amazon is a tool in itself. And she's right. Actual measuring cups. So, measuring cups. These are some cute ones that Accountability Karen got me. And I've been using these as measuring cups, but I've also been using them to eat out of. So I've been putting my yogurt in the 1/2 cup, or in the 1/2 cup one, putting my yogurt in there in the mornings and, putting my berries and my other things on there too. So that's a great tool. Now, this is kind of an odd tool, and I'm sorry, I'm going to move my weekly so I don't get them wet in case I spill anything. This one's kind of an odd tool, but this is actually to make, what this is intended for is to make poached eggs. And I do use it to make poached eggs. But I have filled one of these up with water, and I want to show you something. So, this is a 1/4 cup. This is a 1/4 cup measuring cup. So, whoop, and I knew it. I knew I was going to spill it. That's why I moved my weekly so that I wouldn't get them wet. So, this is made, and I got this at Bed Bath & Beyond. And if you go to Bed Bath & Beyond, don't forget to take a coupon. I always have a Ziploc baggie of coupons with me. The coupons don't ever expire. Even if they say that they're expired, they don't expire. So forget about that expiration date. Always have them with you. But anyway, so if you go to Bed Bath & Beyond to get one of these, be sure and take a coupon. But this is for poached eggs. And so what this tool is intended for is you would set it in just a skillet, and you would put a little bit of water in the bottom. I fill it up about halfway to right here. Spray it, crack your eggs in it, you know, boil them, make them soft boiled, hard boiled, however you want them to be, and they'll be a poached egg. But what this is also good for, because remember how big I said these were, this is 1/4 of a cup. So these are also great for making some of those little mini, like cheesecake pies that everybody's talking about right now. If you put some crushed up graham crackers in the bottom, and then you do the cheesecakes with the, what is it everybody's doing right now with the, non-fat Greek yogurt and Jello pudding mixes and things like that, and putting them in. If you wanted to make a pie out of the chocolate tofu recipe, the chocolate tofu pudding recipe that I posted a couple of days ago, or actually it was just yesterday. If you wanted to do that, okay. And Wendy says, "What is a basted egg?" Poached. A poached egg. Did somebody say basted egg? Has anyone made basted eggs? They are awesome. I don't know. What is a basted egg? That was Nicole. I can just barely see it still. But anyway, so all the little pies that everybody's making right now, you can use this for, and that's so funny. So Nicole, how did you do that? She just pinned that comment, and it made the weirdest looking thing on my end. I don't know if y'all could see that or not, but yeah, it made the weirdest looking thing. And Carol says her kitty cat is listening. Yeah, so I would make the kitty cat noise if it wouldn't drive everybody else crazy. But anyway, so, yeah, so these are 1/4 of a cup. So you could do a little bit of graham cracker crust in the bottom, and then you could do the chocolate tofu pudding on top, stick it in the freezer, let it set up. You could do the, again, the Greek yogurt. So yeah, you can do all kinds of things like that because this is 1/4 of a cup. And because of what this is made out of, you can also put this in your air fryer. So these are tools. These are lots of tools. I've run through a whole bunch of tools, and it's already 9:01. I just want to say, let's see, I had a couple of other things real quick that I wanted to say. Most important tool that I think you can get, an accountability buddy. So if everybody on here does not already have one accountability buddy that checks in with you and you check in with them, I highly, highly suggest that you get one. Karen and I, seriously, if Karen had not said, we're going back one more time 4 years ago, I wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be doing this today. So you all can thank Karen for me being here today, for us having our chats, because we had been doing this for 20 years. And 4 years ago, one more time, she said, "Hey, we're getting close to 50. I think we both really need to do this. Both of our parents are having some, we're having some medical issues, and we really probably need to do this before we hit 50. And so we did it. We did it. I'm here. She's here. Not here with me today, right now, but we still walk together. We check in on each other. We talk about food. So I see several of you all saying that you need an accountability buddy. Y'all hook up. So you don't have to live near each other. You don't have to, you don't have to live near each other, call each other, whatever. It's super easy. I see girls on the If You Have an Egg group do it all the time. And they just check in on each other. They just say, "Hey, did you get a chance to walk, by yourselves?" Or by yourselves. "Did you get a chance to walk today?" Or, "Hey, how did you do on such and such?" Or, "Hey, do you remember what the, good night, Kim." Yeah, we're wrapping up, Kim. I'm wrapping it up right now. Do you remember what Kelly put on the grapes? Or do you remember where I can find Karen's, buffalo chicken, the other Karen, Windstar Karen, her buffalo chicken recipe. So anyway, if you want an accountability buddy, just let somebody know. I'm sure you can get one. If you're in our group, I would just go and post, and actually I may do that when we get off here while I'm letting the video upload to YouTube. So I might go post that on there, that if you all want to pair up, to be accountability buddies. And Orlando Debbie says we should do a virtual 5K if you have an egg. I have no idea what that means, but okay, it sounds good. We'll do it. So I ran through a whole lot of stuff. Y'all have right now in the group, you have 9. So okay, even if you don't find one person to pair up with, You know, because I have Karen. I had the luxury of living next to her for over 20 years, and we were on this journey together. My WinStar Karen, she has joined this journey. I've got a lot of friends. I've got a lot of friends that I can be accountability buddies with. But if you don't have one, just remember, if you're in the If You Have an Egg closed group, and if you don't know how to get there, I'll post it after we're done. But in that group, you have 9,999 accountability buddies. There are so many other ladies in there and a few guys that need your help, want your help, would love to chat with you. So I would just reach out to somebody and just say, hey, I'm looking for a buddy. So, okay, everybody's going to get a buddy before next week, right? That's going to be your challenge for this week. Find your tools, use your tools, but I want everybody to at least attempt to find a buddy. And if you sit at home and just say, oh, in case he's asking for Dusty, I don't know where, hey, Dusty, wake up. Dusty has walked, oh, hold on. Dusty has walked 12,000 steps today. Yeah. Anyway, so if you're in the, hey, come here, buddy. Let's see if he'll come by himself tonight. But anyway, if you're not in the closed group, I'll give you information on how to get there, but I want you to try and find a buddy. If you don't ask for a buddy, you'll never have a buddy. If you just sit at home and say, you know, I don't have any friends, I'm not going to find any friends, you know, whatever, then you'll never have a buddy. So everybody try to get a buddy. I promise there will be somebody that wants to be your buddy. So I'm going to grab Dusty real quick. Hold on. Don't run away. Everybody. And you all are so patient when I go and run and get him. So again, when we used to be upstairs in the loft, it was easy to grab him because he was like sitting in my lap. But he has walked 12,000 steps today. Actually, he's probably walked more than that, but recorded, he has walked 12,000 steps today. So he is a tired pooper. Plus his dad has left, you know, for the airport. Okay, I see a lot of y'all asking for buddies, and Dusty will be your buddy too. Dusty will be your buddy. So I'm always your buddy. Y'all know that. There are a lot of you though, so sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to answer you than I like for it to be. But anyway, so I want everybody to find a buddy. Next week, check in. If you're not already in our closed group, remember I'll post here the link to get in the group, but you have to answer the 3 questions. And even if you answer the 3 questions, saw the chat, which is what Jordan put, then yeah, that will help me a lot. So I'm going to say goodnight, everybody. I'll see you next week. I'm going to go upstairs and eat my frozen candy grapes 0 point snack and finish drinking my 0 point coffee that we made earlier. So y'all have an awesome week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.